let's go out now to Wisconsin and talk with Eileen. Hi, Eileen, you're on the air. What's on your mind tonight?
Hi. I have a question about 1 Corinthians refers to the head coverings. I've always known it to be about the principle of, the head of man is Christ, the head of woman is man.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that there's like a head covering movement or something like that, and I wanted to get your take on the relevance, if it's something we should do now or,
Okay.
I just want to hear about that.
Sure. Yeah, I think there's a cultural context there that will really help us understand why Paul is bringing this particularly to the Greek people in Corinth. And it's because prostitutes used to shave their heads. So prostitutes would walk up and down the streets of Corinth. Earlier in the broadcast, I was describing Corinth. I mean, my goodness, there's pagan temples and bathhouses and lots of crazy Greek stuff going on there, lots of immorality that was open and obvious, and part of that was prostitution. And yet, a prostitute had to make herself known. She had to make people know that she was available. Who is a prostitute, and where can I find them? Well, they were running up and down the streets with shaved heads, and this was a symbol of her availability. And so I think that what had to be happening is that in the early church, some of these women who had become believers, no matter their background, they were starting to recognize, hey, you know what? We're all one in Christ. There's neither male nor female. We're all one in Christ. And then they began taking that maybe too far to what you might call an early women's lib movement, where the Christian women started shaving their heads or cutting their hair really short. And in Corinth, this had significance. It had a meaning. It meant that a woman was a loose woman, that she was available, that she was, out on the streets and available for hire. So Paul's writing them, and the equivalent today would be, if he were advising us about dress, he might say to the women of the church, hey, don't wear a mini skirt with fishnet stockings and sling a purse on the street corner round and round. It'll give the impression that you are a prostitute for hire. So this is what he was really referring to in context there, and it doesn't have anything to do with putting a piece of cloth on your head or anything like that. That's why Paul says the hair is the covering for the woman, and it really presents her in a way that is humbling and respectful, instead of making it look like she's for hire.